Stop selling. Start storytelling. In my network marketing career, I went from struggling, losing money for 5 years to becoming one of the highest income earners in the world and producing more than $22 billion worth of revenue for my team and my clients. I'm Randy Gage, and this is the Duplication Nation MLM Pod. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Here's the fascinating thing about the business that very few people in the business understand. It's not actually a sales business. It's about duplication. And how do we get duplication is through storytelling. We tell stories to people who have epiphanies. What do I mean by that? Let me take you back a long, long time ago in a galaxy far away. I was a 20-year-old. Got a call from my business partner. We were scuffling. We were losing our shirts. He called me up. He said, "Hey, Randy, can you be at my house Saturday afternoon? I want you there to protect me." Protect you from what? First of all, you got four big ass dogs. What do you need me to protect you from? He said, I was filling up my car with gas. There was a guy on the other side of the pump filling up his car, and he started talking about making money. And so he's coming to my house on Saturday to talk about making money. And I want you there to protect me because I think it's Amway. It's Amway. What's Amway? You didn't know what Amway is? That thing where they draw the circles all about making money? I'm like, Jimmy, I don't know anything about circles. I don't know anything about Amway, but if I know anything, I know this. We need to make some money. So I go over to his place on Saturday afternoon. The guy comes. His name is also Jim. He gets a yellow legal pad and he draws a circle. So Jim and I, we lock eyes. Aha. And he writes you in the circle. So Jimmy's leaning back. So he's like, no, this is that Amway shit. I don't know anything yet. I just saw the U circle, but he drew 5 circles underneath that. And then the 5 got 25 and the 125. And you know where this goes, right? Here's the moral of the story. When that guy finished drawing circles, there's no way on earth I would have let him depart without enrolling me because I had an epiphany. I had an epiphany on this thing called leverage because I had never experienced leverage in my life. I worked my way up from a dishwasher in a pancake house. And I always traded hours for money, time for money, my entire life. Everybody in my family traded hours. My mother, my grandfather, my great grandfather, my great, 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 trace it all the way back to the Stone Age. And every single member, every single generation of my family traded time for whatever the currency of the day was. So when this guy showed me the power of leverage, I had an epiphany, and that epiphany was this thing he's just showing me is how I can live my dream life. So what's the $1,000,000 lesson out of this? You got to stop selling. You got to start storytelling. You got to stop looking for people to sell to. You got to stop looking for people who will sell this stuff for you. You have to understand that You have to lose the belief that selling has anything to do with you reaching success in network marketing. And you got to understand, you got to start putting yourself in front of people who already know they want what you have. They want premium nutrition or premium cosmetics or premium skincare or whatever your product line is. I'm assuming it's a premium one if you're in the business. It's not a generic cheap slop, but it's something of quality. So you want people who already know, I pay for premium nutrition. I've paid for premium nutrition for more than 30 years, where I recognize the value. Oh no, I don't want the cheapest thing at the health food store. I know I don't want the cheapest vitamin from the supermarket. I don't want a bottle of vitamin minerals that cost $3. I want premium nutrition in my body. You're looking for people like that. They already know what they want. You're looking for people who know they would love to be a social entrepreneur. You're looking for people who know they would love to find a lucrative side gig. You're looking for people who know they want to be their own boss. They don't want to work for anyone else anymore. You're looking for people who know they want financial freedom. That's it. Stop trying to sell. We do stories. Now, what's the point of this? Well, we use external source tools. You have a magalog or catalog, brochures, slide deck, PowerPoint presentation, live stream presentations, which are creating social proof, which are telling stories. I'm going to kind of break this down. I think probably the next episode, I want to go into the actual only 4 or 5 ways to grow any kind of business in the world. I think I'm going to do that the next episode. But for now, what is it? Is stop trying to sell people. Start creating lead generation. And by that, I just mean meeting people, working your candidate list. When we talk next episode, when we talk about, hey, how do you grow a business? Every business, it doesn't matter if it's HBO, if it's ExxonMobil, if it's General Mills, if it's a local chiropractor, it's you with your Prove It business or your Herbalife business or the guy who does fishing tours on a boat. There's only this process to create customers, and it starts with lead generation. We have leads and we need to we need to convert the leads into customers. In this case, we want to convert them into customers or distributors. So lead generation means you put yourself out there, be findable, and then put yourself out there so that you're findable for the people who already know they want what you have. They just don't know that you have it. And that's when you get conversions that turn into distributors who turn into more distributors, who turn into more distributors, who turn into a team of tens of thousands of people. People join the business. The first they ask the 2 worst questions, because remember, if you ask the wrong question, the answer is irrelevant or even harmful. So people join the business, they say, well, question number 1, who am I going to sell this stuff to? Wrong question. Question number 2, who am I going to get to sell this stuff for me? Wrong question again. Bad premise. What do we want to do? We want to find people who already know they got what I have. And if I put them in front of a presentation, they will have the epiphany that says, wow, Mary has the perfect side gig kind of business that I was looking for. Wow, Hector has the exact kind of product line that I would like for myself. Wow, Amir has the way to financial freedom that I'm looking for. Wow, Susie has the way that I can fire my boss and work for myself. They have an epiphany, and the epiphany is that you have the thing they want. So you got to be findable, step one. Step two, you got to put them in front of a tool, storytelling tool. And I want you to think of this as the presentation triangle. Never, let me repeat, never should you just be disseminating information to a candidate, two-way street, back and forth. Why? Because that won't scale. Why? Because that won't duplicate. Why? Because there will be a lot of people who cannot do that. So we create a triangle. We have the candidate at the top, we have you over in this third, and then we have an external source tool, a magalog, a catalog, a booklet, a brochure, a 2-on-1, a PowerPoint, a live stream presentation, a home meeting, a hotel meeting, information. So you edify the tool, and then you let the tool provide the information to the candidate. Anyone can replicate that. Then what do? You enroll the people who have an epiphany. And what do you do after that? You're going to create a flywheel. And this is what we'll really break down deep in the next session, how you create an income generating machine. What's the process? So we get the right people in front of the right tool. They have an epiphany. We enroll them, and then we immediately take them through the onboarding process, which is your new distributor orientation, so they know how to replicate the process, and that creates the flywheel. So they do the same thing. They get people in front of them. Those people have an epiphany. They enroll. They go through the onboarding process. You create an income generating machine. But it all starts, and I promise we're going to get into that big time next episode. But it starts, I want you to really work on that all during the week. Stop trying to sell people. Start putting yourself, your tools, your stories, your social proof in front of people who already know they want what you have. Peace.